I've been thinking about what it really means to be born again. I've been thinking a lot in this season of solitude about religion, about spirituality, about the beliefs we inherit before we're old enough to question them, about the beliefs we later choose for ourselves. And let me start here. I actually appreciate the structure of religion. I understand fellowship. I understand gathering with people who believe in something bigger than themselves. I understand the beauty of shared ritual, community, accountability, and like-minded. I believe deeply in fellowship. But as I've grown, I've realized that religion itself doesn't necessarily resonate with me in the same way it once did. And maybe that's because we live in a time where information is everywhere. We can learn about Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, ancient philosophy, mysticism, science, alchemy all from the same little device sitting in our hands. And the more I learn, the more I notice how certain ideas seem to appear again and again. One of those ideas is rebirth, being born again, dying to the flesh, dying to the old self, transformation, the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, the phoenix rising after the fire. Different languages, different traditions, different symbols, but I keep hearing something similar underneath all of them. You cannot become who you are meant to be while remaining completely attached to who you have been. That's where my mind keeps going. In the biblical creation story, there is this image of the beginning as formless, empty, and covered in darkness. And I've been thinking about how interesting that is, because our own physical beginning is also hidden in darkness. Before anybody knew our name, before we had an identity, before we had opinions, trauma, religion, politics, careers, accomplishments, failures, we were forming. In darkness, something that began microscopically became an entirely new human being. Maybe our first birth is already our first great transformation. And then we arrive here. We start absorbing everything: family, culture, fear, love, pain, expectation, religion, rejection, validation, trauma, joy. We become this collection of everything we've experienced. And then, for some of us, something happens. Life breaks something open. The identity we spent years building stops fitting. The things we used to tolerate become unbearable. The beliefs we inherited start asking to be examined. The person we have been can no longer carry us where we are trying to go. And maybe that is where being born again begins. Not simply in repeating the correct words, not, for me, in saying a sentence and immediately becoming a completely different person, but in experiencing a real death of identity, a dismantling, a darkness.